worth of cricket to be played.
And I'm not sure if he's quite...
My goodness, that did take a little getting across from the left. Confused.
It's really tucked him up. And this time...
There with that leave as well. Just full stride, more confident. Confident.
Tucked him. Dale. Jaiswal.
That line. Leading run scorer trophy. 391.
Again, the 4 slips in to start.
From the Lions. Some in shorts.
India yet.
Up in the scoreboard, bit fire ground. We do have an electronic players. And then we've got from the Nackington Road end. And this
A hulking figure and Josh Hall, broad figure.
Over the wicket to the right hander. Rides the this one in for
Sked.
It's still a 4 in the flew down towards the back. Picked up a last county champion.
That one just flying and use that pace and it's going.
Got on that delivery to their
Defence from Jaiswal.
the moment helping him
Again.
football. Doesn't look
Australia just a few months ago.
down in Oz.
At the end of 5, it's the mark and he's faced 2.
Absolutely. A short delivery. He will finally get himself
That box now. Not this one. Through high. And did
to compensate on that one. They're keen to score. I did speak to one of the county championship crowd. Once it as third.
yeah, well, at the moment, these two not that far. He's faced. He's out.
Right here. Just going a little bit too of 2 boundaries. Been given. That's the breakthrough.
Josh Hull, who has from the height of Hull. He just got in England Lions, just tailing.
Just takes his front foot and gets go. Their breakthrough in at number plays for Vidarbha, previously with Karnataka. And of course, having safe to say one of the workers' luck here today.
A really mixed bag, isn't it? Angle they've run. It's the first runs.
Not running there. Alright, on to strike. Obviously playing Scotland actually back in 2016.
And that will be runs. Ace of Singdale. So 5.
Yeah, beautiful control. Mark Nackington Road end. And we've got the 4. This one pass.
White. Getting it.
Red ball cricket. Cat and will also run down to Jasvi Jaiswal.
Finding the outside edge. Beaten 4. I'll take.
Just on the move as this through will conclude the India 8 are 21.
That is still just having a front self. We so often been behind the stumps. Do a bit of
Zimbabwe.
first slip. I think it has. There was.
Yeah, that was not exaggerating. It was.
Jaiswal.
Yeah. Short delivery, and that will
Really dispatched. No, I think mine.
admired it. Short ball extreme. It's got through to Roo. Backer and it's County's first 11. Non-strikers end. Over so far.
And there's a sweeper out there back for a second.
Century line. There's not much you can do.
Nerves keep you warm. Again this time.
Still. Contact points. Back points.
Single.
In England as well. Seamer. That's 6 we saw. Back foot.
It's going to be 4 to the total.
Get there from fine leg.
Sun just starting to peep. By Jack.
And 3 for
Jaiswal to the over, so 30. Was out.
Look how good. Solid from.
Or is it done now?
Question always. Not really like. Shot from quite little ring.
It's good running in the end.
Boundary on the offside.
We have had some really quick. Barely had any England at the moment. During the last few days, so
From Jaiswal. with the ground staff, but I believe it's we had a few people already eyeing that. It's a lovely track to 692 cup.
In the women's list A,
Drinks have been
Michelle Sweet his mark again. So the 3 slip. And just let already.
You asking me that question? You could never see me in a rat.
Well taken by completely unmoved.
Wasn't the most convincing. See, and then on the
In the commentary box.
shot, beautifully. That finds the back.
Since he came
Sometimes the flow.
out by now. Up at 84 miles. It does mean he gets faster.
Quite. The swing opens the face. Go.
At the other end, 13, but 3 and over. Emulating.
You can think. Go by does. A bit of width. Free is jittery. Ball across from the left hand. On fully with the first. You can do that. You just look up and
Here at the moment, and just doing earlier on and getting Jaiswal playing
in. Go forward here, Jess.
white ball cricket when you really think about adjusting.
So, and go to Northampton versus England Lion.
Scampering through for that quick sing from your balcony. See
That's
to get it away. Building his innings, getting him. Is absolutely Jaiswal. 24.
was eyeing up little Nick on the easy catch for him. Long periods of time, those big runs.
You get going, and he was just suddenly something.
Mentioned the word strike rate. You've been put into bat. Very questionable.
And a big wicket as yourself for 2 after the spin.
Has got any bat on that. Down at fine leg from the rope. Don't see many just come out into the middle. Down towards the boundary, just with a 4.
Brave cricket, that little gap there and towards the boundary.
You'll take it. Just short of gully. Go down through to the
Read this from actor here. 83 miles an hour, so be very line set up.
65.6. That was a lot of talk.
But a great over again.
Tippling over. Kind of looked like Khan with 5 from lunch. Kingston Road End. And they've put India A in of Josh Hull. Behind the slip.
It
Was extremely close to India A. I love those leads. And that will 60
around. Oh, exactly. 39 is what was dismissed. Again, still the exuberant, extravagant. No point chasing that.
That's absolutely lovely. Line, he can get his hands through, and that will find he will like something for us.
A slight overcorrect.
Staying in the early field here now, so we've got back. Go with that angle, trying to tempt them. You let it go. Hips. And down on the boundary. Base for Karunar. There's Hull. The slip Gordon. Taking it across from the right, going through to the boundary.
That extra bit of bounce of Josh Hull. He's just managed as if it was all complete. Back from the pavilion end, but having
A couple of the players' arms around as well.
bowlers are like, I really want the not going through the motions. I think that's just doing up the back.
Clouds of nearly.
Delivery again, just dropped down. Score remains when James Rue won the chooses to field.
Was on comms and
Kept out as well.
because that's the main discipline.
He said, well, I choose to win. Here comes flying round, rides. He's waiting at the top of his mouth. The over in the end, 12 from 22, losing the wicket.
We'll just come through for that one.
Down from such a
in place. To left arm over. Here. It's not good. Right, and that. And Khan on third.
That seems like the case. Now 16.
Took off a fair bit. Sweater.
That's a good question. I'm going to say jump sleeve.
Sweater
A short. An Irish word. Gan.
From the square leg on.
Just drops his hands. The middle. They don't look like time in the game. Still a more straight between the shackles and this over.
Raz Khan just rocks onto down towards the boundary. A little bit of moves on.
Great, 79. 9 minutes there. Picnics already.
But still Josh taking the gully. And then that's going to race the bat. A move on to 83.
A textbook, isn't it? Quickly balanced. High through to James Ruby. The last over before A, 86. And they put India A down Eshwara and LB between Khan and Nye.
Having not lost another wicket. 86 for the break here in the commentary box. Change in bowl. The account. In underway. First ball after lunch.
Too much width. The noise off the.
Did lovely full face of the. I can't, not tempted. Yeah, I think these two putting on a good. From Jack makes it his life and closes himself on. Lunch. Drive through. Down at fine.
The bat as well, that didn't it?
Donningham. I like it because no one could get their hair arm over the wicket. Back towards a bit uppishly, but for two.
Yeah, definitely headband. He enjoyed that.
By 8 overs.
I think one of my sweatiest teammate and using that head that you could no hair, so you had the sweatiest.
Compliment or not? If you go running the ball,
I just wonder, strange one of Ajit's up there, up from Yashasvi. Good length. Back down on that. Well taken by Root from his.
And Gully in play here. Yeah, you knew that.
Lost the sun. Ajit Singh there.
This game being.
The coming round does really all over it. It does get a big.
You've got long strides.
Oh, to be 19. They'll pick up one more. 26 for 2.
Somewhere, Georgie, that a few days in. Unfortunately,
on bounce for Crossingdale.
super stylish there from.
Great. 100 for 2. To 33 from 6.
Khan on 20. First ball went for 4. Nice bright sun. Loppy hats galore.
In the field. How?
Yeah, I think if you're trying to
Doing Alyssa Healy, cut a hole in it.
defeats the Eddie Jack. A lot more comfortable. Bumpers on. Gonna say
Call it a sleeveless
to
jump.
think about today already. Khan, will it go? Josh Hull does that. Well,
Covered a little further to get down to the.
move on to 100. Down to the bound. Swing going away.
Took a lot of appreciation nicely. Just a little let go.
To end the over. So fluid with his. To have that freedom on the swing. Open. Khan on.
Aimed hold of that one
Didn't quite.
for all that effort. It's one of those if he just picks out the field.
Playing a drive. It looked into his 10. It's the dive and take
But does manage to strip.
in a certain way. Find the boundary. It will fall off the over. Runner on 30.
Comfortable now. Came to get 2. On that bad ball, 2 minds, but rarely it will be pretty pleased with the being able to.
Tether James through.
Thought he was going to try and run
And cramping him up. As we say, that's going to be changed. We explain the field.
into this one. From 2 very well set batters to just rotate the strike when they want to break this partnership.
Make sure that ball gets. He'll probably tell.
Breaks the shackles on a very tight ball again. Andre. Watch your life. Timed. just starting happily comfortable.
But just dropped there. It's a backward point.
As if he felt for a wonder, does a bit of oh, I'll just do a bit of gardening.
More confidence, Steve. Nice looking shot for
Mark at the moment. They were also got a lot of coaching and advice like that as a mentor.
road end. Boundary it does. Position, and that will be
Chew that up all day long. He hit on this, turns it away.
Amy wants 120 roll around the ground here.
From Jack, straight this time further out, 48. Naya, it's going to go, just sat up, was there. And he's a break.
Claps from the depths. All got a lot of work. Brings up his heart.
It deserves. Oh, in the head. The England-India. Comes around, cuts it off. He's starting to look
God for that test, looking at him, say, come on. He's been here on inning.
So he adds another to even runs.
T24. Earlier in February, 163 runs in his score.
Got to be looking at your numbers there.
Absolutely. Bump from Khan. Believe that.
Tricky one, a rib injury.
At the end of the 30 minimum with the punt in Yashasvi Karuna
35.
Reddy, Akash, Deepa, Jadeja and Washington. Equal balance.
Obviously, it was
A lot of people and fans.
especially Kohli. He's still playing.
He's retired from compared to what fans and for Test cricket, Indian.
Here comes Akhtar again. The rumour mill flowing.
That article, the one that have to have Virat Kohli fixtures and
We're going to overdrive. Stopped.
how this young
Extra cover. So 9 now for just 20. Khan 35. That run rate still up.
when he comes down, dude, the oval, it's a cracker.
And you're set.
By Khan, that
This morning. Get rid of the opportunity.
myself, Nikki Chowdhury, and versus India A.
Less stressed than she did.
We'll find the boundary. Road with that. On.
Really kicked up. He managed to really get them above his head.
Really see that maybe if you more involved. Oh, just drop ferociously for a boundary, did he?
It's when you.
Foot 7, staring. But will of the 10th over, 139 for 2.
Now, well, communication's been good. They've run. Have a whack. Some head scratching to be done. Do you have any superstitions? No.
No, not.
Once you pick up.
Then if your superstition.
Flash at this one. Continues flying here.
Karuna through. He had full control.
Chelsea Jaiswal.
The over so far.
Left pad on for.
Routine and the superstition.
There's a few cries. End of the.
Looks extremely keen on the superstition. Then it will affect fluidity or routine.
Yeah.
Yet between them, current up 100 on their business. Pretty nice that you just sent
Someone who's just completely.
playing club cricket on at Sainsbury's or where. Towards control on that one.
Meetings rather than just going for a meeting. And no one wants to play crazy.
Just finds mid on. Little bit. So he looks and safe, but walking around as well.
Friday.
Pushing around the ground.
Look. That's it. So to 44.
Not bring that up in the full
Ship now. There's a kid in it. Between when Jaiswal went stitching on, applause goes around the ground. And Fielder, he's eyeing up a half cent. 43 gone. In.
Safe to say, George, I don't think too much towards. And he's right on the back of the head in the dressing. Just getting some. That's definitely going to leave.
His helmet came off as
What I heard is that the busiest time. That's.
Just having a discussion.
Well, now he's been photographs. They're all. He seems all right now. Back towards. Opens his shoulder.
Third side. Going with bowl first.
He's done it once, though. He's done three there, and the brilliant, absolutely brilliant ones there. So very quick footwork there. Morning session. Jack, Eddie, Yashasvi, Jeswal. Brilliant partnership. Make their way out onto the field. My co-commentator for.
Yeah, it completely belonged. Other than that, wicket went down. Day since then.
From Josh Harvey.
It's turned into after we.
Oh. It shouldn't be 43. We did just mention T, and since to mid off. One for
a lovely noise off the bat.
Straight past. Georgie there. Straight back the ball. Now India A230. Square leg.
He put a foot wrong. Just aside from that.
Charles before we. Finger goes up. Innings from him has to come. 2-1-2 for him. Left stranded there, and unfortunately he'll have to make a
soft dismissal in the leg side, just following the tea break at the other end on. Well, that's the first nervous night
between that they finally won. Next batter out.
On strikers to start 3 now. India A change in 20s and being tempted
really well. Both of them. Just they say about breaks. Many say when you come back.
Strike for the first time.
The Perth test and with Misfield. We'll move on to 2.
Pressing that shot. 8 to his name.
The man in the deep.
Forcing Jarrell.
Now we'll be covering.
No, it doesn't. They're going to come out. He moves on to. Time is Eddie Jack.
Grunt came through as
just a little bit of drama. But just the 2 runs from it. And the beginning of the next over on Jarrell 4 from 12. 21 overs.
To Rue with the guy. Ahmed in again. Down towards deep. One chance when he was dropped. And they'll rotate and 40 entry again. It's been 7 years. The India squad to take on England, and he would have been at the board today. And he's
Pavilion end. Just be in the squad, it should be at the other end. Now he's reached his 102 from 106. So they will cut it off on the bands across that. Almost. I think at this close of play today, that wicket is on heads.
Has that gone through? Well, that's gone.
Easy like, isn't it? Harming through the covers.
That's lovely.
Balanced time from 163.
Well, he's happy with that.
7 overs to just try and push the foot on the.
So close to. That's going to conclude. Expensive Eddie Jack. 258 on 8. Looks like it from. And it is going to be a change. Oh, that's trapped him on. It's an echoing.
All the voices up and about.
Just waits for it.
Just going through the motion. So much
for his versus India A.
Here comes Ahmed. Goes, and that's going to be 4.
Very nicely by Curran. Much in his spell so for 7th.
Back boundaries.
That is a hit me piece. Head on that.
Full hold of that. Boundary.
Again, now they come straight out the middle.
Easting away. Just not.
That one. Too many of them, Ryan. England Lions versus test match between these two. Final session you're listening to. And easily taken by 279 for end of the 60s. Sarah Taylor that started. It was Sarah Taylor that started.
That will help, yeah. So, it's going to find the boundary.
Rope down here.
What's 289 from 179. They just don't really. Fairly early on in the day.
Find the boundary on the offside. Boundary. Jarrell moves on to 20.
Not hanging about here, actually. Aggressive roll.
Keeping the. No whip. Fielders on the boundary as the umpire raises.
Yeah, 70 overs after being truly steering.
And time for drinks. 130 captain. He was trapped. LB had a wicket of Yesh.
4 off the very first ball in there, and he's not going to.
Straight.
Time. Just see Dan Mousley go bowling. Wicket. who's eyeing up his 150 hands.
That's going to run Karun Nair. Very
Out there shows just how no reward. Really pound away tomorrow. Ahmed in again. 150 is on 140.
Grounds for Karun Nair. And that round of very. It's going to run here. Just a tad.
Back foot. It's going to be elegant.
Taken off from South. He moves on to 33.
How dry it is.
Another wicket. We'll make space. 7 for 3 now. Away. Yeah, nice. Again.
Jurel moves into.
He whips his row, and that's going to race.
Relentless now. Son. There's Jurel. He great knocks here today.
Have gone off at tea thinking. 77 over. Chuckle. Boundary. It will not. That sounded to 150. To a defence.
Tom Hay.
As he concludes his first 78 overs.
Jurel 43 to 43, but Ahmed. And so he moves on to 40 and 40. This one's just driven away, I always think. But
For Graham Swan.
but it's all too tight. And it's
It's a short ball then. Allow and send it.
so he'll have to from it 79. A glorious front. So plenty here and then.
Coming 2 games against England ahead of that. Box off on the back foot here. Won't mind that.
That's been a good start there, lady.
His half-century ovaries, and he's alongside Karun Nair.